The monster of greed you must feed. Collectibles, figures, clothing, and more. The Library of Horror Reviews. Welcome back, collectors and horror fans. This is William with another episode of the Library of Horror Reviews. And this time we're looking at NECA's Ash vs. the Evil Dead Series 2, Henrietta. Now this figure is actually a reuse of the body mold from the Evil Dead 2 Wave 2 Henrietta with 2 new head molds and a less glossy paint half. The new heads are actually based on her appearance in the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead end of the 2nd season. So let's take a look at the packaging, and then right after that we'll take a look at how different this figure is from its original release. So same as always, this box looks exactly like the original box, just with the new headshot and the name Henrietta on it. It is Evil Dead on the side, some product information, product shots, and the other 2 figures that are available in this wave. We have Asylum Ash, and then this guy that looks like the Hush from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know what his name is. More stuff on the side. Ash vs. Dead on the bottom. Sculptors and warnings. And you can catch this on Stars. Alright, so now we're going to open up and take a look at it. So this is Henrietta out of the packaging, and here are her accessories as well. The original came with a stand and an alternate head. The head with the elongated neck and the scary face at the end of it. Now this figure has almost the exact same things. It has that same stand that you use to kind of make it look like she's flying in the air, and then we have that same alternate head, but it's a new mold, and it's actually 2 separate pieces instead of 1 now. And another thing that's surprising about this, it has both eyes. The original was missing an eye, and the hair looks kind of funny too. And then this piece actually attaches to this one, and I can see what they were going for. They wanted that scene where Ash chops off the head, and it's just kind of lying there, withering, writhing or whatever. So you can do that same thing with this one, but the problem with that is you give up a lot of the movement that the original had. Now this is on a bendy wire, and it starts from about here, I think, and it runs to about here. Now the original, you could, oh my god, you could twist and turn it in so many weird ways. But this one, because of this new trick that it has where you could separate it, it doesn't bend as much. So there's no bend here. It's just, that's about as much as you can do. So it sits on the head like this, and it's about as much bend as you can do. If you look at pictures online of the old Henrietta figure, I mean, that thing has crazy posability. And this head also has a movable jaw. Check that out. I mean, a lot of great detail, but I see what they're doing with this. I thought that's a cool idea, but I honestly prefer the original head better. So yeah, like I was saying, well, it's a disappointment that it's not as bendy as the original. I mean, it's got a lot of great detail into it. It's got a lot of great detail in it. It's got a really nice bloody mouth. The eyes are really well done. The hair is actually kind of growing on me. I just want to play with it a little bit more and spread it out, because it looks like a bad comb over right now. And then the mouth opens too. Look at that. You can see tongue and teeth, and it opens pretty far. Look how far. That's a pretty wide mouth. Swallow your soul. Throw your kisses. Anyways, but I mean, it still looks good. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to put it on my figure. But it's still a cool looking head. This new head doesn't look too bad. It's just that whole two piece thing that really bugs me. But I mean, the doll hair looks pretty cool. It actually does look like a balding woman from the back. I mean, it's a nice little detail. Not terrible. But if I had a choice between this one and the original, I'd go with the original, honestly. But at least I could say I have Henrietta in my collection now. Now I just need me a nice, good, superposable Ash with chainsaw from the Evil Dead 2 movie, and I'm golden. So like I said, this is a reuse of an older mold, but with a new head. And you can see it's less glossier than the original. And this new head actually has a lot of gloss to it, and it doesn't quite match the rest of the body, in my opinion. I mean, the head looks a lot more like Ted Raimi, and she has both her eyes still. And they're doing something different with the hair too. The original had its hair molded in, or sculpted, but this one has doll hair attached, glued to the top, and flattened down like that. I mean, it's an interesting look, but I much prefer the original figure, because the sculpted hair looks a lot better. And something else interesting about this new head mold is the neck and the head are 2 separate pieces. the neck and the head are two separate pieces. Went out of focus there for a second. I don't know why they did that, and it actually causes problems later on with the figure, as I'll show you. Well, I'll show you right now, actually. Check it out. It wants to come undone. I switched the head one time to put on the alternate head. One time, and in doing so, this head almost popped off. I mean, it's so close to detaching. Like, I don't even want to switch heads. I don't think I'm gonna use that alternate head just because I don't want to risk breaking this. I mean, maybe I can just glue it back on, but at the same time, I don't want to risk. I mean, I like the doll hair look. The doll hair looks really cool. Looks really creepy. But the old Henrietta, the old head had it right. And as for specific details about the body, it looks almost exactly the same. Like I said, kind of a slightly different color scheme. There's really nothing new to it other than the head. One thing I did notice though is that one detail that's missing is the original figure had some blood on the inside of her calves right here, and here. Go take a look at some pictures online. You can see, or some reviews online. It has some bloody detail here and here, but they got rid of it for some reason. I mean, they still got all that nice detail on the inside. Check it out. That's pretty sweet and gross, nice and bloody. And you know, if you remember from the Evil Dead movie, this little area could be seen. You could see Ted Raimi's body hanging out of this. You know, where the scenes when he's kind of spinning through the air. But you have to replace that with some nice blood and gore. And little peg hole for the stand right there. It still has the detail on the inside of the neck. If you were to move the head, you can see that there's all this blood on the inside. It's nice. It's a really nice detail that they didn't need to add, and they kept it for this re-release. But I'm not going to show you because I'm not going to rip it. I don't want to rip his head off by accident. Ooh. And for your size comparisons, we have, as usual, but a little bit different, the SH Figure Arts Trunks Super Saiyan. And then we have Ash versus the Evil Dead Series 1. Ash. He's a little bit taller there. Not too bad. And then after that we got, next we have the Transformers Age of Extinction Voyager class Optimus Prime. Looking super cool with no guns. And lastly, in place of Grimlock, we have Master Priest Optimus Prime. Man, he's too tall. Ooh, she's like half his size. Well, it's just slightly above the crotch plate. Alright, and that's your size comparison. Now, articulation. Alright, this is my favorite part of the episode, where I get to play with the figure and kill my knees at the same time. So the articulation. So, head is on a ball joint. It goes around this much. Let's go a little closer. It's around this much, but again, be careful because this head is super loose. Goes as far that, but it goes as far back as that. It goes as far back as that, and as far forward as that, and it's really coming undone. I'm not gonna touch that head anymore. And I mean, if you have the original figure, you know how it moves. But just for people that don't know, the arm goes around this much. It goes all the way around. This kind of gets in the way, her tattered clothing, but it is a soft plastic, so you shouldn't have too much trouble with it. Forgot to mention that earlier, this detail. Soft plastic. She still has visible nipples too. Terrible, terrible. And her arm goes up about this much, not too far, and it goes back that much. Does go completely around. The wrist spins like this. Woo. And does it move? I think that, I'm not sure if there's a little hinge joint. I'm not sure. And maybe it's just moving like that because it's loose and it's going to fall off. I don't know. Does it have a hinge joint on it? I can't tell. Let me get a little closer. Oh no, it's a little ball joint. There's a little ball joint in there. That's awesome. So that's why it's spinning around so much. Okay, cool. Same thing with the other arm, little ball joints. Goes far that much, out that much, goes that way. And this piece here is kind of glued on, and again, it's soft plastic. And then it's got a little bit of a chest articulation. Chest, yeah. But not very much. It goes that far back. And no, it doesn't go anywhere forward. It just stops right there. The stomach is in the way. The rotted stomach is totally in the way. The legs are pretty articulated themselves. You know, one thing to note I thought was really interesting is this thing is more posable than the figures that were in it in the same wave in the Evil Dead 2 figure line that they had all those years ago. This figure was more posable than all the Ash figures that came in it. And then the leg goes far that much, goes out that much, goes back in. Oh, and it's gone. Fell right off. Thankfully, it's on a ball joint, so it didn't break. And hey, check out all the gooiness on the inside. I've never seen this much, never seen all that before. Yucky. Wow, they painted the whole thing. Huh. Okay, so, ooh, look at the inside of this thing. Whoa, I'm discovering new things as I do this video. Look at all that yucky, blacky, bloody stuff. That's cool. Wow, they took it up a step further. I never knew this was on the inside. That's pretty rad. And let's see if I can just pop it back in. Oh, pops right back in. So yeah, it goes in that much before it pops right off. But you know, good to know that it's on a ball joint, so it doesn't break. Goes out that far, goes in that much before it'll probably pop out, and then the legs go in this much. That's okay. I mean, for the character, it's understandable that the sculpt would get in the way. And as you can see, they painted the outside, but they didn't really paint the inside too much. Yeah, you can see the color's different there. It's even chipping away at some places. It's just kind of how it goes in NECA. Oh, it popped out again. I hope this isn't an ongoing issue with this figure. It's too loose. It's too loose. Bummer. And then the ankle, same thing. Look, paint is chipping right off. Ankle goes out that much, goes in that much. There's a little bit of rocking on it early. Swivel. I want to say it's on a ball joint too. Yeah, it's on a ball joint. Yep, I can see it on the inside right there. And the paint's all scuffing up right there. That's a bummer. Another cool detail I just noticed. You can see I don't know if you can see it with the lights here, but you can see the inside of the leg. And as you spin it, you can see all the detailing. It's the same detail that was on the other side here. You can see it right through this leg here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright guys, that's it for the video. This is the figure on its stand. It is actually kind of tough to squeeze it in there, but it does give this cool little effect that it is floating. I just wish that it was kind of a clear acrylic as opposed to black, because it's pretty visible when it's black. Alright guys, so again, if you already own the original figure, there's no need to get the second one, but if you don't have one yet, go ahead and pick one up now while you still can, before prices go up. You're grinning at me. You're sitting over there chuckling the entire time. Anyways, I mean, it does have its flaws, but it's overall still a good, solid figure, and they picked a good mold to reuse, definitely. Alright guys, tune in next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment. If there's a figure you want me to review, let me know in the comments below. Check out our other videos. We have Scary Tree. We have the new episode, The Bungalow, out now. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Stay scary.